Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot and a PMDG 777 beta tester. Let's do another flight to my favorite destination, the Maldives. Before we start, a quick message from today's sponsor, Say Intentions AI. If you're looking for an ATC add-on that is not only capable of doing your standard IFR A to B flight, but also other things like cabin crew simulation, like VFR, like data link, and many more, then do check out Say Intentions. We'll be using them in today's video, so if you like what you're about to see, then be sure to check them out using the link in the video description or the pinned comment below. And now let's get right into our flight plan. So, as you can see, we've got a fairly straight route that we are going to fly today, and there isn't much on the significant weather chart either. Now, our two ETOPS airports will be Muscat and Victor Oscar Mike Lima. So we gotta check the weather conditions of not only our departure and destination, but also of the ETOPS alternates. Now, Dubai, superb. Then Maldives, superb, with a couple of CBs in the area, as basically is always the case. Our alternate in Tiru is, well, not that good, but it's only gonna get bad in the evening, so it's fine. And now for our ETOPS airport, Muscat is wonderful, and then Mangaluru is okay. Not perfect, but okay. That's all we need. We're departing Dubai at 0610 and arriving at 10:15 with a schedule at 10:30, so we should be good to go. Cruising at level 350 at first and then 370 later. Now, for our fuel, we are going to depart with 41 tons according to the plan, and using up around 29 tons, we're going to arrive with 12 tons in the tanks, and in my opinion that is absolutely fine for our arrival on the Maldives. However, in case we have to divert, we would arrive with pretty little fuel in the tanks, so I do want to add a tiny bit, say 2000 kilos more, so let's just round it up to 43 tons of fuel. And that's all that we got today. So with that, follow me inside. And just while we're out here, do notice that we have an air conditioning unit connected to our aircraft here in Dubai as well. So, beautiful cabin from Atarium. I think we did talk about the beauty of his liveries quite a while already on this channel, so there really isn't much that we could say or add. Now let's get into the cockpit. Our aircraft is already powered, which is interesting because we don't hear anything here in the cabin, so PMDG sounds are acting up here once again. But getting into the flight deck, that's where the sounds are coming to life, so I really don't know why it's not working in the cabin. Well, let's take a seat and let's go ahead and check our aircraft. So the oil quantity is at 22 and 23, that's fine for this flight. On a longer one I would probably have them refill the engine oil quantity. Now, doors are open at the moment, that's okay, and the quantities are good. Oxygen test is done on the left side and done on the right side. By the way, let's also close up those window blinds here. That makes the airplane a little bit cooler. And same over here and over here. Okay, so then we can turn on the ADRU, and while we're waiting for that to align, let's head down into our weight and balance menu. Okay, gotta load a SimBrief plan first, that's fine with me. So request data from SimBrief, and here we go. And then we can go into the weight and balance now, import the data, and now for the precise loading. We said we wanted 43 tons of fuel, which we can uplift all together. Nice. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start our FMS setup. So, FMC 777-300G 90-115B, and nav database is up to date. We'll be using the GPS position, and we can request our SimBrief route, please. While we're waiting for that to arrive, let's head back into the EFB and into our charts, because we do need the airport chart and we do need the taxi and parking charts. So our route is arriving, load. Now let's see, we've got the Anvik 7 Foxtrot departure, which is on here, so let's pin that one as well. Okay, nice. So, we are going from Dubai to Male, Emirates 660. Now, departing 30 right, AMD 7 Foxtrot, and arriving with an ILS, I think it's X-ray they're using over there, on runway 18. And we have the LBAT 1 Bravo arrival. Here we go. So, does that one enter to Opari? Let's find out. Yes, it does. Okay, Opari transition is added. Alright, so let's cross check our route. Oscar Mike Delta Bravo, Victor Romeo Mike Mike, Uniform Alpha Echo 660, Anvex, Lima 223 Tardy, November 629 Gidan, Papa 570 Kital, Lima 894 Elbat. Looks good. Ground distance 1677 versus 1684, that's more than close enough for my taste. Now let's check our SIDs. So we're going via Delta Bravo 570 minimum 180, Delta Bravo 586 minimum 190 and above 2500, Delta Bravo 587 maximum 220 and above 3500, Delta Bravo 588 max 230 above 4500, and then we continue via 589 above 6000, 571 above 7500, 572 max 250 and above 9000, Ulado, Ratmo, Lopo for Anvix above 100. So that's okay. Now let's go ahead and load the wind data. And execute FMCCom, descent forecast, uplink load. Here it is. Ground miles are checked. There's nothing on the fix info page. Let's copy Dubai and insert it on the fix info for the 25-mile ring. VNAV page, transition altitude 13,000. And let's see, that's cross-checked. Okay, and then we can accept that uplink. Now let's cross-check the values. Reserve fuel. We should have 7.4 plus 3.2, that's 10.6. And it's uplink 10.5, so we gotta round that up. Cruise level 350 is correct, cost NX 34 is correct. Minimum fuel temperature is minus 44 and the cruise CG is 30. So on to the takeoff page 2. Acceleration altitude 1000 is correct. And with that we have completed our FMS setup. Quite easy, isn't it? So we can stow our EFB again. Then let's head right up here. Radar is on, everything's set. Voice recorder, emergency lights, seat belts set. Look at that, the last crew even remembered to turn the packs off, which is what you gotta do when you are expecting an air conditioning unit. I like it when people think along, but then again Emirates is a very strict airline, so you better do think along. So everything in here is checked, so you will get the same setup that I have. Auto brakes, RTO, QNH in hectopascals. Then let's go ahead and request the ATIS. So flight information, ATIS request, Dubai from say intentions, and sent. So parking brake is set. We'll do the frequencies in a few moments. 1215, and you can already have your setup. Okay, so weather and turbulence is also selected. Then let's review the ATIS. Dubai Airport information Oscar, temperature 37 and QNH 90905. Here we go, that's set. Okay, 32010, clear skies 37 90905. Density altitude 3200 feet. Man, that temperature really has an effect. Okay, cool. So that's all the good stuff and the setup done. I suggest we're going to go for the clearance next. So flight information, departure clearance request, ATIS Oscar, facility Dubai, and we're at gate Fox 5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, quite clear. Okay, and cruise level 350. Okay, Emirates 660, facility Dubai, departure Dubai to Male, Atos Oscar, Gales Fox 5, cruise level 350, set. Okay, and with that part of the setup done, let's go into the briefing. So we're going to depart Dubai, runway 30 right. Initial climb, most likely 4000, MSA 3800, extra fuel and time. We have around 2 tons, giving us some 10 or 15 minutes, 15 to be precise. Alright, thank you very much for that. So we are going to have no hotspots for our taxi routing. Our SID, well, our EO SID is straight at 25 miles, pick up a holding over there. We've got no specials. In case of an immediate return, we'll be more or less at the maximum landing weight. Runway 30 left is available. Weather conditions are okay. I've got nothing special, nothing non-standard, and I don't have any threats either, do you? Nope. Lovely, so our briefing is complete. Standard clearance has just arrived as well. Clear to Male via Anvik 7 Foxtrot departure, runway 30 left. Yeah, we'll ask him for 30 right here. Well, apart from that, Anvik 7 Foxtrot departure, maintain 4000. Set and the squawk 3755. Okay, so that's all set. Then let's accept this, but we'll... No, I'll tell you what, let's call delivery first. Okay, so Dubai delivery 12035. Dubai delivery, Emirates 660.
Emirates 660. Muscat departure, contact Dubai delivery for clearance. Once airborne, contact me for further instructions.
Roger. 12035. No comment. Dubai delivery, Emirates 660. Good morning. Yes, no, maybe. 12035. Dubai delivery, Emirates 660. Do you read?
Emirates 660. Read you loud and clear.
Emirates 660. We received our PDC. Request runway 30 right.
Emirates 660, runway 30 right is approved. Maintain initial climb altitude 4,000 feet. Departure on 122.5 squawk 6443.
Emirates 660, runway 30 right approved. Maintain 4,000 feet, departure 122.5, squawk 6443.
Emirates 660, read back correct. Contact ground on 118.35 when ready.
118.35, Emirates 660, thank you. Okay, cool. So, runway 30 right is confirmed, squawk 6443. Alright, so Anvik 7 Foxtrot, runway 30 right, 4000 was unchanged, departure on 122.5, let's pre-select that. Here we go, and apart from that I have no changes. Cool. Alright, so that's our clearance accepted. Then boarding should be done by now, so let's go ahead and do our performance. I'll tell you what, let's do the checklist first. So, pre-flight checklist, please. Oxygen test at 100%, flight instruments, heading 209, altimeter 995, reading 20 set left, set right, pre-flight checklist complete. Okay, cool, so start APU please. And then let's do our performance figures. So, zero fuel weight, 211.7. That's a gross weight of 254.7, and that's checked. So, CG will be 32. So, Dubai, runway 30 right, and we will choose 3,800 meters. Takeoff weight 255 tons, CG 32. Let's bring the weather back. Review uplink ATIS. So, wind 320 at 10, temperature 37 and QNH 99905. Okay, calculate. So that's 63 degrees assumed temperature, 91.6% N1 versus 91.3, that's close enough. Then flaps 5, and we have 32 degrees, 32% CG, 4 units trim is checked, and the speed's 156, 162, 167. Okay, and that's everything set. Trim 4 units is the default value anyway. Okay, looking quite good. Then let's tell GSX to prepare the position for pushback and departure. Release ground power? Nope, definitely not. At least not until we are ready with everything. So, ground ops and close all. Then ground connections, release air conditioning and release ground power. Let's see, parking brakes are set so the shocks can be removed as well. And now we can turn the packs on since the APU is powering the plane. Looks like the ramp agent is getting ready down there. Okay, let's say hello to our passengers and then we're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Emirates, welcome aboard our Boeing 777 on our flight 660 to the Maldives. Today's flight time will be about 3 hours and 50 minutes. We expect a smooth flight at about 35 to 37,000 feet. For the time being, sit back, relax and enjoy the flight with us. We are just finishing up the latest paperwork and then we will start our pushback in the next couple of minutes. Thank you very much for flying along, and we will get back to you with the latest weather conditions when we start our approach to the Maldives. Thank you for your attention. Ground from flight deck? Yes, go ahead. Please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed, Captain. Alright, thank you. Then we are getting the pushback clearance. Can we pressurize the hydraulics? Yes, you can pressurize. Alright, so let's see. 167. LNAV, VNAV, heading 299. 4000 is set. So, right system. And surprise, no fuel in center. Trim is set. Transponder on. Before start checklist, please. So, flight deck door, closed and locked. MCP, V2 167, heading 299, altitude 4000. Takeoff speeds, V1 156, VR 162, V2 167. CDU pre-flight completed, trim 4 units, 0 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed, holding a beacon. Dubai ground, Emirates 660, heavy request pushback and startup.
Emirates 660, pushback and startup approved, face northwest.
Pushback and startup approved, face northwest, Emirates 660. Okay, that's going to be nose to the right hand side. So, beacon on, before start checklist complete. Ground from flight deck. Pushback approved facing northwest, parking brake set. Okay, roger. Release your brakes, please. Brakes released. Thank you. Start the pushback and stand by for engine start. We'll go. So, here we go. 37 degrees. That's what I call weather. 3,000 feet density altitude for an airport at sea level elevation. That's crazy, isn't it?
Departing from Dubai and heading to Mel. We are excited to have you with us today. Our captain Emmanuel and our first officer Sandra are at the controls ensuring a safe and pleasant journey. Joining me in the cabin are my wonderful colleagues Amina,
Okay,
Tariq,
so
Samira,
starting engines,
and
1 and
Zaid.
2 in that sequence.
Before we take off, I would
Left
like to go
engine
over
start.
some important safety information. First, please ensure your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To unfasten, simply lift the buckle. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to put your own mask on before assisting others. We also have life vests located under your seats. In the event of an evacuation over water, pull the vest out, place it over your head, and pull the straps
So,
around your
sounds
waist.
like we do have
Inflate the vest
ignition.
by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. In case of an emergency evacuation, please leave your luggage on board. Your safety is our priority. This Boeing 777-300ER has 8 emergency exits, 2 at the front, 2 over the wings, and 2 at the rear. Please take a moment to locate the nearest exit, which may be behind
And we have a
you.
good start on the left
Thank you for
engine,
your
starting the
attention,
right engine.
and we wish you a pleasant flight.
You're right.
I will now inform the captain that the cabin is ready for departure.
Okay, right engine start. Time to clean up a little bit. Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake. Parking brake set. Okay, brake set, stand by. And here we go. Number 2 is starting. Okay, ground, we have 2 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect, show me the pin on the left side, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. And that's both engines started. So you can have the armrests. I'll also take some. And then we've got a tuck, we've got a tow bar, now we're just waiting for the handling agent with a pin. Recall is good. Where is he? A little difficult to see. There she is, holding a pin. Beautiful. Flight control tracks. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. So, clear signal is received. After start checklist, or before taxi checklist. Anti-ice, auto, recall, checked, flight controls, checked, ground equipment, cleared, before taxi checklist complete. Emirates 660, request taxi.
Emirates 660, this is guard frequency. Please contact Dubai ground on 118.35 for taxi instructions.
1835, sorry. Dubai ground, Emirates 660, request taxi.
Emirates 660, taxi to runway 30 right, via Zulu, Kilo 11, cross runway 300 left, then M14B, M14A.
Emirates 660, taxi runway 30 right via Zulu, Kilo 11, cross 30 left, and holding point Mike 14 Alpha, thank you. Okay, cool, so Zulu is a turn to the right hand side, Kilo 11, crossing, and then Mike 14 Alpha. So clear on the right side, clear on the left side, brake released. Let's go. So we'll swing over onto Zulu to the right. They didn't give us the very long way around. I'm happy for that. Even though I have no clue why they told us to push. Actually, yeah, I do know. They told us to push to the northwest. Why did we face the wrong direction? Did I select an incorrect taxi routing? Or rather, an incorrect pushback? Or is the GSX profile broken? Now, since GSX is involved, I definitely tend to think about the latter, but yeah. Okay, so cabin is ready. Weather, and you can have weather as well. Terrain is not going to be an issue today. To review the takeoff briefing, it's a left seat takeoff of runway 30 right, flaps 5, noise 2, speeds 56, 62, 67, and that's all set. And the sit is a straight out left hand turn, and we have no specials, nothing non-standard. And yeah, that's really it. Any questions? Okay, B4 takeoff checklist. B4 takeoff checklist complete. Okay, so now it's just a little bit of taxi. On the other hand side, we get to see some interesting A380s, so I'm not going to complain about that. Now, it's pretty hot outside. That means in case of a reject the takeoff, the brakes will probably become pretty hot as well. That density altitude of 3,000 feet that we had on the Asus, that just says everything we need to know. Imagine that we're on sea level over here. So for the density altitude to become 3,000, well, let's just say it's a strong effect. Makes it very interesting to think about what might happen at an airport like Denver if that one has 30 and more degrees. Density altitude is 10,000. Okay, so we continue along Zulu until we are past the Concourse Delta over here, and then it's going to be a left-hand turn onto Kilo 11. You can nicely see it over here. Zulu at the end, Kilo 11. And we can be happy that we got this taxi routing, because we might as well have gotten the other way around. So it could have been over here, all the way across the runway, and then back via Mike. That would have taken even a little bit longer, let's just put it that way. Alright, so now we gotta ensure that we end up on the correct taxiway. And yeah, it's this one. Alright, we're clear to cross. And then we're ready for departure. Strobe light on. Clear on the right side. Clear on the left side. Clear to cross.
Approaching. 1, 2, right.
Clear to cross, yeah. Let's just tidy this up. So, what about the brake temperature? 0.1, excellent. Okay, we're clear to Mike 14 Alpha, that's straight ahead, as we can clearly see on the taxiway signs.
Emirates 660, contact tower on 118.75.
118.75, Emirates 660. Dubai Tower, Emirates 660, have you ready for departure. And departure is pre-selected.
Emirates 660, Dubai Tower, runway 30 right, wind 320 at 10, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 30 right, cleared for takeoff, Emirates 660. Okay, cabin crew, prepare for departure. So the before takeoff checklist is complete. We've got the lights on, transponder on, and that's all we need. Perfect.
Approaching 30 right.
Checked. Clear on both sides. Are you ready for rolling takeoff? It's probably a yes.
On runway 30 right.
Takeoff. Set takeoff thrust. Thrust set.
80 knots.
Checked.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. $400. Autopilot. Let's have the computer do a little bit of the work. I want to enjoy the views on Dubai.
Emirates 660, contact departure.
Contact departure, Emirates 660. So, is that really 190 knot speed restriction? Minimum 190, max 220. So, the speed window 220 please. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Dubai departure, Emirates 660 heavy, passing 2,200, climbing 4,000.
Emirates 660, Minhad departure. Radar contact. Climb 4000 direct, Delta Bravo 570.
Climb 4000, direct Delta Bravo 570, Emirates 660. Okay, we were over at that waypoint anyway, and that's vertical speed. And approaching 1000 to go. Look at this. 1000 to go.
Emirates 660, climb flight level 210.
Emirates 660, climb flight level 210. Set. 210 checked. VNAV. Okay, so the flaps will have to remain extended for a little while because of all those speed restrictions. Nothing we can do about it. Just use this up some fuel, but so be it. They probably just want us to gain altitude quickly, so
Emirates
that...
660. Contact Al Maktoum radar on 124.025.
124.025, Emirates 660. Al Maktoum radar, Emirates 660 heavy, passing 4,900, climbing flight level 210.
Emirates 660, Al Maktoum radar. Identified Salam Dubai, QNH 995.
QNH 995, Emirates 660. Okay, so, what I was about to say when ATC had interrupted us, just close that speed window, flaps up, speed checked, flaps up, is that they probably just want us to climb quickly above the world down here, because I imagine those islands to be somewhat expensive. So, flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist complete. Alright, and since those islands are somewhat expensive, they probably just want us to climb so quickly. That's why we've got the speed restrictions. That's my theory. There could of course be other reasons in play as well, but it would make sense.
Emirates 660, climb flight level 240.
Emirates 660, climb flight level 240. Set, 240 checked. Okay, so I'm going to keep the engines on the D-rated climb. There's really no need to go full. Just wastes money. And then we no longer need that timer. We do have the elapsed timer down here. And we of course also have it down here on the status page. Down here. Well, and that's all there is to it. It's fairly easy actually. So let's see, the 250 restriction is at 572 over here. Let's ask him. Emirates 660, any speed restriction?
Emirates 660, no speed restrictions at this time.
Thank you. Okay, cool. Then delete the 250. That's above 9,000, we got that already.
Emirates 660, you're welcome.
Okay, so, passing 108, climbing 240. Lights off, the pitch is coming down, signs auto, and then we've got optimum 359, maximum 369. That's probably the reason why we go to level 350 first and then 370 later. Well, fine with me, we're gonna do that. Then all we need now is CPDLC. That's probably gonna be down here, 00, whatever that is. Doesn't it say the identifier anywhere?
Emirates 660, climb flight level 290.
Emirates 660, climb flight level 290. Set, 290 checked. Alright, then I'll just lock on to Dubai and they will hand us over, so OMDM. ATC, lock on OMDM. So, OMDM, Emirates 660, Dubai to Male. Send. And send, thank you. Cool, and that's all I got for now. Enjoy the flight, and set standard. And that standard cross-check passing level 141 now. Well, and then I see you all when we are starting our approach into paradise. already seen the first couple of wonderful
Emirates
islands
660,
pass by.
contact mail approach on 119.7.
119.7, Emirates 660. So we've already seen the first couple of islands pass by. Unfortunately, we were unable to obtain data link ADIS, so we'll have to get the voice ADIS in a few moments. But let's first check in with approach. Marlow approach, Emirates 660, passing 13,000, correction, flight level 133, descending level 110.
Emirates 660, mail approach identified. Good afternoon. Expect the ILS Whiskey runway 18 approach into mail.
ILS Whiskey runway 18, Emirates 660. Okay, set QNH. QNH 1010 cross-check, passing 12,300.
Emirates 660, runway 18 confirmed.
Now. 660, roger. Okay, so the earlier instruction was to descend via the arrival, so let's go down to 5,500, which is our first restriction. Now, a quick word for the approach. It will be the ILS approach, the Whiskey as they just told us.
Emirates 660, descend altitude 6,000, QNH 1010.
Descend altitude 6,000, QNH 1010, Emirates 660. Set, 6,000 checked, and QNH 1010 is cross-checked. So they just want us to change that arrival into the ILS Whiskey, which is fine with me. So after Opari it will be radar vectors. In other words, we can just join the two up. Here we go. Now, everything over here is entered. This is entered. Fixed ring 25 mile. No nav aids for the setup. The approach itself starts at 6 miles 2000, which is what we've got down here on the chart as well. 3-degree glide, minimum 220, which we've got, and that's almost all there is to say about it. Now, landing on runway 18 means landing southbound, so if we can just let the airplane roll to the end, Charlie or Delta 7, then we basically vacate right into the apron. Therefore, I've selected auto brakes 2. Okay, and that's about everything there is for this. Let's just go level change here for a moment in order to actually make the 250 knots by 10,000. 24 degrees, so we don't need anti-ice for those clouds. And then we can already turn the lights on. Sights are on already. Coming to 10 minutes to landing. Okay, cool. So off to your seat then to start the approach briefing. Albert 1 Bravo arrival, ILS approach, Whiskey runway 18. Minimum's 220, go around is more or less just a straight routing to 4,000 feet. Extra fuel and time, we're arriving at 14.3, the minimum is 10.6, so we have about 20 minutes extra. Alright, thank you. Now for the arrival itself, we are going to fly the ILS approach with flight rector guidance and flaps 30, auto brakes 2, maximum reverse, vacate the runway to the right hand side. No hotspots for our taxi in, more than enough stop margin if we absolutely need to, and, well, nothing special or non-standard. Anything from your side? No? Great. Enough. So, one threat, forgot about that.
Emirates 660, proceed direct CI 18. Descend altitude 2000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 18 approach.
Emirates 660, direct 10 knots, final descent altitude 2000, cleared ILS 18. Okay, set. 2000 checked. Now we're of course a little bit high, so let's get some speed brakes out. So the big threat for our arrival is everything that's got propellers attached to it, namely the seaplane traffic. So a good look outside, they're mostly flying low level, especially now that we are flying off the star on the ATC instruction. Better safe than sorry. Alright, full speed brake please. So, then let's do the approach checklist please. Altimeters, QNH 1010. Approach checklist complete. Okay, lovely. At least we're out on the open ocean and there is no sailplane traffic here. Otherwise, I would have been rather worried about what we might see when we get out of the cloud here. Because this looks like a perfect thing for our thermals. Just look at that amazing rate of descent here with the speed brake. The 777 is just a great airplane. Okay, and we're going back into the VNAV path. So, that's looking pretty good. Slowly getting out of the clouds. And look at this. Now here's where to take your next Tinder picture. So, the airport is in sight over there. For a moment I thought about requesting a visual approach, but nah, it would not be a good idea to cut it even shorter, because this is literally where all the seaplane traffic's coming in. So, reducing speed, flaps 1. Speed checked, flaps 1. Let's see, what's the tower frequency gonna be? 18.1. Okay, so let's have a little bit of fun. Manual flight. And speed brakes coming out. Let's slow this thing down. Level change. Flaps 5. Why is
Emirates
it
660, contact mail tower on 118.1.
118.1, Emirates 660. Pilot tower, Emirates 660, heavy established ILS 18. Okay, speed brake in, landing gear down.
Emirates 660, Marley Tower, continue approach.
Continue approach, Emirates 660.
2500.
Flaps 20. Approach.
Emirates 660, wind 215 at 5, runway 18, clear to land.
Runway 18, clear to land, Emirates 660. Okay, speed, localizer, glide slope. Set go around altitude. Go around altitude 4000 set. Flaps 30. Speed checked. Flaps 30. Landing checklist. Landing checklist complete. Okay, so
1000.
checked. And we're stable just at the gate. I like it. We're just gonna get it in trim.
Approaching 18.
Checked. Small thermal over here.
500. Plus 100. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Thrust as normal.
1,500 meters remaining. 1,200
So,
remaining.
knots,
900 remaining.
80 knots. And manual brakes. 60 knots.
600 remaining.
Come on, engines, what are you doing?
Emirates 660, welcome to Mail. Contact ground on 121.6.
121.6, Emirates 660.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Malasi. We kindly ask you to remain seated with your seatbelts fastened.
Mile ground, Emirates 660, heavy request taxi to gate 9er.
Did you know that Malasi is one of the smallest capital cities in the world? It's also known for its vibrant culture and beautiful coral reefs.
So both sides
On behalf
clear.
of Captain Emmanuel, First Officer Sandra, and the entire crew, thank you.
Emirates 660, taxi to gate 90 at your discretion. Good day.
Taxi gate 9 at our discretion, Emirates 660. Thank you. Okay, well that was about as easy as it
Emirates
gets.
660, roger.
But that's what I like about those small airports. Oftentimes ATC just doesn't care, and they don't have to care, because you can't do much wrong on these types of airports here. Alright, so gate 9 is over there. No follow me needed. So we're coming in from Bravo 8, then slide left, slide right, and then we're already at the gate. Right side is clear. So APU running, I like it. And then we have 3 minutes, shut down right engine. So here's our gate. I cannot see any marshaller, unfortunately. It's probably hiding behind the fence, if I need to guess. But that doesn't help us. So we'll just taxi forward. Oh yeah, there he is. Behind the fence, as I expected. And stop. So, APU running, shutdown. Cabin crew, all doors to park. And here we go. So, engines coming down. Transponder 2000 standby. And flight directors off. So, engine is stopping. Alright, shutdown checklist please. So, park and brake is set. Shutdown checklist complete. Very nice. So, let's collect the ground services. Chocks into position. We're not going to get anything here. Brakes released. You can have the doors. I will take the status. And the doors into park. Okay, lovely. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video, as I'm really looking forward to it. Looks like they parked us a little bit too far, but that's gonna be alright. Now, I would absolutely love to go to the hotel now, but that's the one problem about flying Emirates to the Maldives. It's such a short flight that even after an hour and a half turnaround, the same crew can still fly the aircraft back to Dubai, and that's fully legal. But well, my friends, at least we don't have to deal with that kind of stuff in flight simulation. So if you liked Say Intentions AI doing both our ATC and our cabin crew, then be sure to check them out using the link in the video description below. And as always, if you like the video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe in YouTube as well, as it does really help out the channel. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.